Salud. Cheers. With my boy Shawn. Check 2 1 2.
Oh,
Check 2 1 2. Yo, we got some views already. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 26th installment of Tequila Thursday. Sponsored by, powered by Lemay Capital and Fun Rock Capital, and not to forget to mention, leads to closing. I am your host, Darrell Mills. And this evening, to my right, my co-host, the best co-host I think I could.
That's it.
To your left.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a pickle now, right? No. To my right, who do I have? Always.
To his right, Jose Martinez. I handle business development over at Lemay Capital, Fun Rock Capital as well. To my right, I have.
You have Shawn McClellan, your favorite broker's favorite broker, Fun Rock Capital.
And now introducing.
Specialist.
And now introducing
For the first
to my left, we have the lovely, the hardworking, the off to a fast start for the company. We have
Jordan Godfrey.
All right, let's clap it up for Jordan.
Clap it up.
Clap for Jordan. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, really quick, this evening we are going to really focus on the broker's dilemma. Okay? Your client looks solid on paper. They've got revenue, clean ops, and plans to grow. So why they get declined?
What do you mean by ops?
Ops, well, not ops like what the kids say nowadays.
Oh.
All right,
We're
talking about ops like the opportunity. Okay, for exactly what they want.
Nice.
Everything like that clean deal, everything lines up. Not Jose. This shirt, you been working out, bro, huh? I got to, my boy.
You got a license for those guns?
There you go. So listen really quick. What they don't see and what most brokers do miss is that the SBA just flipped the playbook. Okay, flexible underwriting is gone, lender fees are back, and banks are quietly tightening the flow.
Yeah.
Right. So tonight we're going to break down why good clients are suddenly getting stuck, and how the sharpest brokers are still getting deals funded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So really quick, just to kind of speak a little bit about being able to go ahead and get deals done, we actually just got a nice size deal done for one of our affiliates.
Yes, deal number 2.
Deal number 2. So
deal number 2.
That 150K at 10 points that we got funded last week. Now the client is back for more money.
Mm-hmm.
We had the rate lowered a little bit. But we were able to go ahead and get the deal done. We got another deal done literally just an hour ago, 100K, 6 points.
Nice. Congratulations. Isaac, right? Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac.
Nice.
Isaac. He goes by the name of Ike. Real hard work that we had to get this guy. Again, same guy from last week that I discussed. The guy's just a difficult merchant.
The client is a difficult merchant.
The client is just a difficult merchant. He's very old, stuck in his ways, flip phone, but we were able to go ahead and help him secure an additional $100,000. So that means that we got this guy $250,000 in about 10 days, right?
Nice. Clap it up.
Now it's again, a big reason why he needed more money, because exactly what I said to everybody last week, with the tariffs right now being in a position where we have a 90-day period in which we don't know what's going to happen after. We don't know if it's going to go. We don't know if the tariffs are going to go up. We don't know if it's going to go down. But now's the time to buy.
Yeah.
So once I notified him of that, and we didn't even start the SBA process in which the SBA is tightening up restrictions, and by June 1st it's going to be different. He's like, "Now, can you get me more money?" And the first thing I did was say, yes, of course. So I had to request a month to date, which is May activity, so that they can see the previous funding last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, the deal we funded was $150K for 15 months. This deal was $100K 11 months. So
wow.
The guy very, very happy. He's now he said he's good for more money, but right now he said he doesn't need more money. But I'm going to reach back out to him in the beginning of June and say, hey, listen, you need a third position. You have to stay on top of these guys because with these revenue-based financing deals, they get hundreds of calls a day. So they're always borrowing money. What are you going to say, Shawn?
I was going to say, if you don't do it, somebody else will.
Of course. 100%. All right, Jose, you want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, no. Just wanted to also, before we get into everything, just want to reiterate once again, if you guys have any questions or any comments or anything, any feedback you want to go ahead and point out, please put it in the chat. We have it up here. We want this to be engaging. We want you to ask questions. If there's anything that we say that may be incorrect, which I doubt, but you want to go ahead and just call us out or just say something, please let us know. I also wanted to, because we always talk about business lending, we always talk about mortgages, we always talk about everything else. Now, just so that everyone knows, we were very fortunate to bring on someone fairly new, an animal, a beast in sales, right? Because I think that if you have the natural talent, you are going to excel in any product that you are presented with. So, Jordan, I wasn't talking about you, but no, I'm just joking. But Jordan, I'm talking about you, and I wanted to just say, number one, just so that everyone can understand, because when your deals come in, Jordan's going to be one of the individuals that will be one of the account executives that will be taking care of your deal. So one thing we do want to make sure is that you, as the affiliate, feel comfortable knowing that when you see in the email, Jordan has your file, you know it's getting worked on, you know it's going to get worked on diligently, and you know that you're going to see results. So Jordan, I guess tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where did you come? Because I believe you had mentioned to us that you didn't just start off, right? You've been doing sales for quite some time, correct?
Yes. So I started out as a real estate agent. Before being an actual agent, I was an assistant to a real estate brokerage for about 2 years, which I did everything a regular real estate agent does, just without a license. And then eventually I got licensed.
We're going to have to bleep that out, right?
Oh, sorry. I mean, it's the past tense. Who cares?
Okay.
Right.
Just don't say who that was.
No status.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us. But just don't say
No,
who
it
it was.
wasn't here. It was a different
Right.
company. So I worked for that company for a few years as an assistant to the broker. I did every single thing from loading listings to appraisals to inspections to showing houses. I did every single thing, and then I got licensed in real estate. And my first year in real estate, I sold 12 houses.
Nice. Clap it up for that. Your first year. Now, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
If it's not too private, what does that look like monetary-wise? So everyone out there can understand or put it to context. So you sold 12 properties.
6 to 10,000 a house.
6 to 10,000 hours. Very good. Okay, you can do the math, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So on the low end, 10 houses, you're looking at 60,000. Was this part-time? Was this just?
So I was a full-time assistant to him, and then once I kind of got in the field and started selling houses and making money, I was like, screw this $30 an hour. I'm making a lot more doing what I love, and I loved meeting new clients and building rapport with them and making that relationship and getting them to the closing table. It just kind of felt like a victory at the end of it. Like,
Nice.
I did all that, and it was in the middle of bidding wars and really you had to work for your client. If you didn't work for your client, you weren't getting them anything at this point. So I really had to work and make sure that everything I did was the best to my ability.
Very nice.
Otherwise, they weren't winning this property. And this was in the middle of bidding wars and the craziest time in real estate.
Would you say during COVID or when was this?
During COVID and like the right after. So during COVID, anybody that just got licensed at that point was like, whoa, this is a piece of cake, because everybody and their mom wanted to sell a house.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they thought, oh my God, I'm making 200,000 extra, 200,000 over. Meanwhile, when you need to go rebuy a house, you're spending that 200,000 over again so that you could buy the house you want.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. They looked at it like, oh my God, I'm going to make so much profit. You're not going to make that much profit if you have to go buy a new house.
Yeah.
So you had to really set that expectation for your client and make sure that you guys were on the same page, because everybody thought, oh my God, I'm going to make so much money. No, you're not. If you have to go move and buy a house, it's different if you're a retired couple that already had a house in Florida or North Carolina. That's a completely different story. But somebody else that had to upsize or downsize, you still had to buy a house, and you were making sure that your offer was over asked, just like the people did for your house. Otherwise, you weren't getting that.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's putting that extra work for your client, right? And I think that that's one thing that you figured out that you had to do. Now, I say that because everything translates to what you're doing now and how your performance is now. Now, Jordan, just so that it can come out of you, how long have you been with us now?
I started on Monday. I wasn't here on Tuesday, and I was
Half a day Monday.
Half a day Monday. Wasn't here on Tuesday. Wednesday I was here. Thursday I was here.
Today. Thursday's today.
Late, so.
Okay, so
guess what? I still have 3 deals.
Yeah.
But I didn't just get those deals from sitting around looking at my computer. I had to make sure that I actually put in the work, contacted the client, filled out the pricer, and did what I have to do to make sure that the deal follows through. If I would have just sat there and looked at the lead, yeah, it's a great lead, but it's not going to help me just sitting there looking at it. I had to contact them. I had to build that rapport and make sure that they trust me enough to fill out that pricer with me.
right, yep.
So it's kind of all about how you speak to the client and make sure that you show your value.
And there was one thing that you did, and I apologize, you guys can definitely jump in. There was one thing that you did that brought back memories from when we started off, because sometimes we need to, like for me at least, I need to be remembered sometimes, because you lose track. Where you came from, correct.
Yep.
And one thing she did was she was like, you know what, take the chair away from me. I'm not sitting down till I get a deal. It only took her, honestly, I think 10 minutes to do that. But because she was able to get a deal right away. But you know what, and that was just, that's how I started off.
You have to make sure you're hungry in sales no matter what you do. If you're not hungry, you're never going to get anywhere in sales.
Not in the right job market,
you have
right.
so many other competitors in a sales market. Think about how many other people do loans. Think about how many other people do real estate, how many other people sell cars. You have to be hungry and make sure that you're making a name for yourself and making sure that it matters and matters what you do.
Yep.
You have to make yourself different than everybody else, whether it's you show up, you stay later, you show up earlier, you work your ass off. No matter what it is, you have to do something that
Sets you apart.
Sets you different. Yeah.
And so I keep saying this, and I'm pointing this out because obviously within Brokers Connection, within the community, we have affiliates that are new, right, where they're either had another career,
I got one already,
or they're part-time, right, and they start off completely different. They start off fresh, right, no sales experience. Then we have individuals or affiliates that have experience, such as Jordan, right, and it's just following the path and understanding. Number one, first thing she did was like, can I get a list of, during the interview, can I get a list of the programs that you guys have? Because I want to be able to understand what programs you have and what the guidelines are. Perfect. Boom. No problem. Sent it over to her. First day she was here was, okay, so we put everyone on a little test. Look at the scenario. Where do you think it should go? Oh, well, based on what you guys sent me, it should go here, 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 here. Which was honestly was a sigh of relief, because normally it takes about 30 days for someone to understand that.
To get acclimated to it.
Right.
I don't have 30 days to sit around and wait for me to learn this and wait for a deal to come. You have to study it and make sure.
Clap it up.
You have to study it and make sure that you're ready to go when the time comes. Because what happens when that solid gold client comes in and I have no idea what I'm talking about? Guess what? They're going right down the drain because they don't trust me. They could sense that I don't know what I'm talking about, and then I lose them forever. And what if they're my golden goose?
Yeah,
So I'd rather know what I'm talking about so I don't sound uneducated when I speak to them, and they know that I know what I'm doing and they feel comfortable trusting me in the process of their transaction.
And I think that's like the most difficult part about when you're somebody that's coming from another company,
industry, right?
And you're not even industry, like when you come from like another company and you come and you work for what we have going on here, because we have so many different programs and so many different ways for you to cross sell. And one of the things I think everybody in the sales floor is most impressed about with Jordan is how quickly she just came in. She picked up the program. She was able to offer clients a multitude of options, and now look, she has 3 deals in, and I think 2 of them are already priced out. So
Yeah. Now we have a question. Samir asks, can I also get business loans for my own company? Samir, good question. I mean, you want to answer that, Shawn?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, but,
we're not going to stop you. Yeah,
but-
I'll help you.
but also keep in mind, listen, take advantage of what you have already on hand. Take advantage of it, because it doesn't matter if you are doing this, you're selling cars, you're selling planes, you're selling real estate. It doesn't matter. Do you know what you need, what you're classified as a business owner? To be classified as a business owner, you need either an LLC or a corporation, an EIN number. For you to qualify for different type of funding, now whether it's traditional bank loans, business credit cards, stated business lines of credit, you need a 680 plus credit score. But if you have revenue coming, no revenue, but if you have revenue coming in, we have programs for that as well. If you have low credit, you need revenue. So Samir, yes, 100%. What's going to happen is right below our back office is going to put right now the email where you can go ahead and send us over, just your information. Send us over your information. We'll get on the phone with you so that we are able to go ahead and assist.
Samir, I have to say, if this was like yesterday, in which we do like the live dive, if this was yesterday, I would jump all over this right now, and I would ask you how much you're looking for, what you need. Like, I would qualify you right now. This is just not the time to do it. So please, just go ahead and send us that email. And we'll be more than happy to go ahead and take care of you in the morning. And like I said, we have a bunch of different programs. We have programs that we can close in 24 to 48 hours. We have other programs, like certain bank programs that are full doc that take a little longer, probably like a week or 2 weeks. But it's all about what you need the money for. And brother, trust me, you go ahead, you send that email. We'll be more than happy to take care of you. And man, let's get the ball rolling.
And also too, Samir, I don't know if you're an affiliate, if you're part of it. Please take advantage of the different calls that we have, because this is a perfect scenario.
Yeah,
we have a live dive where we'll go over everything. You know what? Yesterday we went. 2 days ago we went over how to read a bank statement, how to read tax returns, or what the banks really look for. How to, just what questions are in an application, because most people think it's intimidating. Literally, it's a one-page application.
Yeah.
You could fill it out within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe less. So definitely let's go ahead, speak about it. But please, ladies and gentlemen out there, please take advantage of the programs that we have, the resources we have available.
Yes.
Take advantage of the live dive. Take advantage of our marketing sessions that we do. Because, listen, at this point, it's just becoming that's you're not taking advantage of it. You're not taking full advantage of the money that you're putting into the community.
Right.
It's unfair to you, right? We're still going to be there, whether it's one person, 100 people, or 20 people. It doesn't matter. The information is still going to be the same. But take advantage of it, because you can ask these one-on-one questions. Okay, Darrell, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. One of the major things that I really wanted to go over this evening is just, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're not order takers, right? We're supposed to be the experts. We are supposed to be the people that are going to offer the best possible options to the clients. Not everybody wants a line of credit. Everybody wants a term loan. Everybody wants money. It's our job to figure out what they qualify for. Mm-hmm. So, just before this, in our pre-pod production meeting, we were, just discussing how we first started off in sales. And now when you first start off in sales and you're a rookie, what tends to happen is you are an order taker. You are pounding the phones. Everybody's hanging up when you're cursing at you. And then when you finally get that one person on the phone, you tend to just become an order taker. Whatever financial goal that they want, we're like, hey, we can do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And it's not until you become a seasoned vet and you have deals die, your people lie to you, that you develop thicker skin, and then you're able to handle the clients accordingly. So you just wanted to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know that, because now that the tariffs are lowered and now that we are entering the summertime and it's almost everybody's busy season, everyone's going to be sending you deals and looking for money.
Yep.
Your submissions from 2 months ago is going to be way different than what they are now, and we just want to prep you guys for the influx of business that you're going to get. Your revenue is going to go up every month. Your submissions are going to go up every month. We want to really teach you guys how to go ahead and just be able to navigate that space. Some of you guys, especially you guys that are signed up with Brokers Connection, that are getting 1,000 free leads a month, we just want to make sure that you guys are going to be able to handle that influx of business and be, know how to move and shake. Right. Jose today was working on a particular deal that we had funded in the past, okay, that particular ISO that we're working with, or that affiliate that we're working with, is shopping around heavy. And it's our job to go ahead and try
Wait. It
It's
wasn't
your
my
job
client.
to go ahead and show them that you have value.
Yeah. Wait, that was one. Hold on. Let's get one thing straight. It wasn't my client.
Stanley's?
It was not my client.
Stanley?
It was that names are
Jose would never lose a client.
names are protected so that we do not harm the innocent. Just
Names are
remember
changed to
that.
protect
Are they
the
innocent?
No.
Are they
Names
innocent?
are protected. They well, listen. You know what? One thing.
Their name is blank. That's it.
So my one of our staff members, one of our partners, Stanley.
Man,
You know what? It was
Stanley?
we had a client come in. A client calls me, "Hey, Jose, listen, you know what? And this is someone we funded in the past. Jose, I have a deal on the table, 135,000. I want to give you a call to see if you can beat it." I said, "What?" I said, "Hold on." The one thing I'm big on is, number one, respect my time, but also two, if I'm gonna help you out, come to me first. I'm your money man. Come to me first. I don't like to be the second one. I don't like to be the second option. I don't like to be the side chick. I don't like to be the you can't get the good-looking girl at the bar, you come to me. No, not at all. So now I was asking, I was okay, so tell me about the scenario, but also to laid it straight. I said, listen, let me ask you a question. Did I not do right by you on the first deal? Did I not get you the best deal that you possibly could on the first option? Why did you not come to me first? Let me just address that. Why did you not come to me first? Oh, you know what? I gave it to your partner. Maybe that was a cop out. I don't know if it's true or if it's not. If Stanley, if you're here, please come on, protect yourself, or give a discussion.
Defend yourself.
But defend yourself. Yes, defend yourself. But please, but it was still. I mean, listen. I believe the client did not send anything over. I believe Stanley was like, no, the client didn't send anything over. Yeah, no. Listen. He would have forwarded over. I'm joking around, but he would have forwarded over. But still, I'm like, listen. Let me tell you something, and this is where we prosper. This is where we excel, because we go on. There was one thing that we said to you guys last podcast, that this client wasn't told by one of the biggest companies that consider themselves the biggest companies in the space.
Yep.
I said, listen, do me a favor. Did this person that works for this company tell you that your SBA loan, that's $350,000 approval, will be killed by January 1st?
June 1st.
June 1st, I'm sorry.
Yep.
She said, what do you mean? I said, well, what do you mean what I mean? Who you're working with that you didn't come to, that you consider as a professional you wanted to give the first option to, should have told you this.
That's because who you work with matters.
Exactly. And then she was like, no, what do you mean? Tell me. What I said, number one, you're an accountant, so you should understand. But number two is that the SBA has set restrictions on who they approve now. Your approval amount, if it exceeds $350,000, which is normally for the 7A, $350,000, you first have to get declined by your by your regional community bank, any bank. You first have to get declined by, because if you don't, they will not look at your file. So everything that does not have an SBA number by June 1st will get declined. It's dead. She was getting approved for $350,000. I said, listen, so that approval doesn't exist. So number one, I'm upset at the fact that I'm not even getting a crack at that SBA deal.
Yep.
That's number one, because I know I could definitely beat it. Number two, you're telling me that you want to become bankable, but you're getting another cash advance. Oh, no. They told me that the cash advance that you got me before does not report on my business credit. The one they will get me does. Are we serious? It's a merchant cash advance. You know who's giving out this money? Private investors, average Joe Schmoes, whether it's a big deal, a small deal. Yes, let's assume they're publicly traded. Yes, let's assume they're a big name. Still, they get their money from regular lines. It's not a bank. You know, what they will tell you is, you know what, take my money and you will get working capital credit. I think, even though we were on the phone, I could see her jaw drop, because, wait, how did you know? Because that's what everyone says.
Yep.
I can tell you, I feel sometimes that
switch.
people take the what we say sometimes, listen to it, and then just repeat it, because it's someone, someone out in Utah. I've never been to Utah. I've never met anyone in Utah. But you know what? Now it's just like, unfortunately, this industry, you have to know who you deal with.
Yeah.
And a lot of you know that because you've seen what happens. But now we come back, we get her 100,000, I get her another 135. She's choosing the 135. On top of that, she has the credit score. She has the financials. We're getting her a $50,000 business line of credit. And then what we're doing is we're getting her bigger money. On top of that, we're getting her an SBA. Huge, because there is a secret to the SBA. You don't have to go to your national bank. I will tell you what the secret is. Join the community, and we can tell you what it is. I can get you an SBA 10-year term, monthly payments. Mm-hmm. Right?
No one else could do that.
What's the rate?
Rate is prime plus, anywhere between prime plus 3 all the way up to prime plus 4.
Nice.
Right?
Nice. You know what, Jose? One of the
Why does your mic sound like it's off? Like,
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Can you not do that?
There you go. There you go.
No. Listen. One of the things that I definitely wanted to, speak with you guys about as well this evening is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but earlier today, or was it yesterday? There was a bill passed that they're no longer going to tax overtime income or tips. Okay.
Which means more Americans will have more money to spend.
Correct.
Yes.
Now that's
just a tip.
Wait, does that mean that you're not getting taxed on your second job?
What's up? Second job.
You don't have a second job no more after he worked here.
That's it, bro. First
The
job.
tips.
Listen, usually they say if you need a second job, you need a better first job, right?
Yeah, what's up, Jose?
Bars. but, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's just great for everything that we do. All 15 programs that we have, if our target audience or our whoever we are targeting, consumers, if they're making more money, all right, that means that they're going to qualify for more money, better deals, everything like that. So this could be huge for us. Now, for instance, let's just say you're in the mortgage biz, and now all of a sudden you're trying to fund, like, let's just say like a teacher, or you're trying to go ahead and you're trying to fund a policeman who is now working like 20 hours of overtime a week. That's not going to be taxed. He has way more income to show on paper. Now that $600,000 house that he was going to qualify for now is now an 8.
Get a higher
premium. Just like that, and he's not doing any more work. The government's just taking less from him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But he's also working his butt off, and he kind of deserves that.
Hell yeah, and clap up for that. Wow. And now we have people that are, let's just say that same police officer that's working, that's now gaining more income. Now he's at the restaurant spending more money, buying dinner for his family. They're able to go ahead and eat out more. Grocery store. They're spending more money. So
he's like, instead of hot dogs and hamburgers, I'll buy filet mignons for my family.
There you go. So now all of a sudden, almost like overnight, you're gonna see like restaurants, grocery stores that are doing $50,000 a month. Probably now I'm going to be doing like $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a month. So now that revenue-based financing deal, or that bank loan that you're going to get them, that was going to be X amount, is now going to be substantially, larger.
Higher, yeah.
And it's just, when you put the more money in the hands of our American citizens, it's going to translate over to the finance market.
Also, hold on. Also, too, one thing that you have to understand is that what is this going to do? What is this? Hold on. What is this going to do to actually people that don't have? Because we keep talking about people with traditional lines of credit, term loans, but you understand you have to have a 680 credit score in order for you to qualify for that. Mm-hmm. What is going to happen to the business owners that now need more money because they have to now? I guess does it impact the because employees will want to work more, right? The workforce is going to increase. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well. Now hold on. It's a double-edged sword. It depends, right? The reason why it depends is because now that people are going to make more, some people are going to want to work less, right? Not everybody's hungry. Not everybody's driven. We discuss that all the time.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
No, he's 100%
Some
right.
people might want to work more overtime, which is going to be a higher expense for the business owner, correct?
But now, does the business owner have good question? Does the business owner now cap anyone overtime and then now they have to hire more employees to work for them where they're not paying because overtime is double, right? Time plus.
Time and a
It
half.
doesn't make a difference.
What do you mean it doesn't make a difference?
He's paying the same amount. The
No, he's
government.
not. What are you talking about?
The government.
Yes.
The
He's
government.
paying his employee the exact.
People pay overtime is time plus.
Yes,
half
but
of
he's
that.
paying his employee the same amount regardless. It's just the government's not taking the money versus when they were.
Bro, if you're
The owner is still paying the same amount of money. It's just the government's taking less.
Is this
Yes, you're right.
Tequila Thursday? If I pay you $3,000, no matter what, right? If the government's taking 1,800 of it,
It's still me paying you the
That money
3,000.
has to come out of somewhere. There's no way. I don't believe it. I don't.
Well,
money
do
has to
some
come out of somewhere.
research.
listen, we're not in politics. All I know is that they're not taxing it anymore, right, ladies and gentlemen? They're not taxing.
That's the
it.
point.
Apparently, according to Darrell.
And that's it. No, according to Facebook. All right, Facebook told me, so it's true.
Oh, wait! I would have rather you said it was Wikipedia. Told you.
Wikipedia, I can pull some Wikipedia. No, but ladies and gentlemen, seriously, I think I think with a
Comment. Be quiet.
I think with a combination of the tariffs being lowered and now this bill passing, I think that we are going to see in June, especially because the SBA is tightening up on the people that's going to.
It's going to be a positive ripple effect.
It's going to be a positive ripple effect for us
Yep.
and for you guys. And we need to make sure that we're having intelligent conversations and bring this up to the people that you're speaking with on a daily basis. Tell them, hey, Bob, listen, you know that the tariffs are right now are lowered for 90 days. Who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah.
Who knows what it's going to be?
Now is the
come
time
Labor
you
Day.
process with your loan. If you want something, this is the time to get it because this is when you're making the most money and you're not getting taxed on it.
Mom.
Correct. Oh, we don't-
Wow, you're the worst at that. You're the worst.
Listen, we need. Oh,
There you go. There you go.
No, but
my God.
this is. Listen, we're all excited. As you guys can tell, we have a very lighthearted mood today. We have deals closing. We have a rock star that we just hired, and with all the news that's going on, with politics and stuff, it's going to be a net positive for us. And we are headed into a 3-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure a lot of you guys have a ton of plans. But, just know that come June 1st, we are going to see an influx of deals. You're going to see higher approvals. But just know, everybody else besides us knows this as well. So the competition is going to be.
The time is of the essence.
So let me ask you a question to Shawn, and then we'll go down the list. So tomorrow, right? Because everyone starts taking off tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do during this holiday, during this weekend, right? Memorial Day weekend? What are you gonna do during this weekend in order for you to get business, knowing that everyone's home?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be hitting them up, shooting them texts, sending out emails.
How are you gonna shoot them text? You can't.
Why not?
What's that? Why? How?
I have a cell phone. I can shoot text. I pay my bill.
Oh, wow! All right, there you go. Okay,
Depends if he's making money on deals, duh.
there you go. Jordan, what are you gonna do?
So I'm probably going to go to Fire Island and I'll probably do whatever
I will
else.
see Darrell at Cherry Grove.
Cherry Grove,
Of
Darrell.
course I will. We're going together, duh.
Guys, don't Google Cherry Grove.
No, for real though. I'm gonna go to Fire Island probably. I'm gonna do other Memorial Day activities like parties and stuff with my family, and that's where I'll network. So I'll meet people there.
There you go.
People that are willing to buy houses. Other business owners that need loans, that need equipment financing, that need payroll financing, that just need anything in their business to make their business grow and have more capital. So as long as you network and put yourself out there and show value, people are more likely to use you versus the next guy. As long as you make it show your worth.
Jordan, can I ask you a question?
Of
So
course.
if because it seems like you have a lot of insight, if someone that is shy, right? Let's say, you know what, but I'm someone that's shy.
Yeah.
What would be how would you tell that person to network?
Okay,
What would
so
be your advice?
Somebody that's shy, I would honestly tell them to go print out a sleeve of 1,000 business cards and go to like businesses that you go to every day, whether it's a bagel store, a deli, a liquor store, a barbershop, a hair salon, a nail salon, stuff like that. I would tell them to go to Staples and buy business card holders and ask those business owners, a pizzeria, things like that, if they could leave their business cards in there. And
Okay,
guess
let me
what?
throw you a curveball. They don't like to talk to people.
Okay, so these are places that they go every day to get their dinner, to get their hair done, to get their nails done.
Around town.
Yeah, around the town they live in, usually, because that's where you feel the most
But they don't like talking to anyone.
Well, if they don't like talking to anyone, they're in the wrong
They're kind of
industry.
shit out of luck, because they should
I would
move
say,
industries.
obviously, take advantage of their social media, right?
Oh, nice. There you go.
Social media, and then if they're at barbecues, they're seeing friends.
And when you say social media, what does that mean? What should you doing in social media?
I would say videos.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram.
But what are you doing in those? What are you doing?
Wait,
at
can I
Facebook?
say
What are
one
you
thing,
You're
Shawn?
making posts. Go ahead.
When you make videos, also, which I've learned over the years, is when I make a video and I post it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, whenever I meet that person in real life that's already saw my video, they already kind of feel a connection because they saw me face to face on a video. So now when they hear me
They know
talk,
you're legit.
so now hold on, now when they hear me talk, it's kind of like, okay, I've already met this girl. Even though they only saw a video, it's the same person versus the video and me in real life. So it's like, oh, I already have that bond with her. I know this about her. I know this about her.
Hold on, Jordan. I want to throw a curveball at you. What if it's an AI video that's been altered?
I don't make those, so I don't know.
The reason why, listen, whoa, Shawn, what are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is podcast is yes to be informative, but also to keep you engaged as if you're in our office. What happens on a day-to-day, right? That's the only way that you're going to tune in,
We want to show
watch.
them how we actually do business, not just how
Yes.
we hang out.
Yeah.
This is actually how we do things, how we get deals in our office, how we make sure that we close these deals. We build rapport with the people. We show them our value. That's the biggest part about it. If you could show somebody your value, they're more likely to trust you, and not me just telling you, "Hey, I could do this, this, and this," because that doesn't mean anything. Because everybody says whatever they could do.
Yep.
I have to actually show you I'm capable of doing something, or somebody else you know has to recommend and say,
And
"Hey,
Jordan.
she did this for me. She
Jordan.
did this for you."
Jordan, I am glad you say that because this is, we're in sync. We're all in sync.
Yep.
This is going to lead to the next thing. You have to make sure you join the community. I'm going to tell you why. Every contest, everything that we preach here, we're going to put it to the test. Starting June 1st, we're going to pick one lead company. We're going to show you, because most people think I have to spend $60,000 on leads, right? You see it all the time. I see those.
That
Everyone
is not
60.
true. As long as
So
your team can
what
convert.
we're gonna, I apologize, Jordan. Just hold on. What we're gonna do is the following: only in the community, just like how she said, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Everything we say, everything we preach,
We're gonna do.
we will do.
Okay, that's a big thing too. That's building trust with your clients alone, because everything that you say you're actually going to do, which is like, okay, wow, they told me this and now they're doing it.
Doing it.
But we're gonna do it where we say, if you buy leads, if you get on the phone, if you do this, if you do that, as a broker, you will be guaranteed X amount of success. And trust me, the Radical, our top videographers already looking at me saying, yo, you know what? You're right. Because I'm going to hold you to it. Just like today, or a couple of days ago, what we did is we did a challenge. We did a challenge of let's buy $150 intent leads, right? Because everyone complains about it. You guys complained about it. Oh my God, I'm getting these leads. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
So we went and we
The
got.
first thing I ever said the first day I was here is that your leads are so solid.
They are.
And they're the best leads that I've ever had in the 5 years.
We spend a lot of money on those leads.
Yeah,
that's
but-
one thing. But I want to be able. I want the average Joe Schmo that doesn't have.
Hold on, there's a difference between inbound and outbound leads.
But we're going to teach people on how to do it, because a lot of people are non-believers. They don't believe that they can go ahead and put $150. Honestly, I promise you, $100. We're going to do this. Our first contest, or our first road to this, right? A lot of social media or TikTokers do this. We're going to do this. Our road from $150, and we'll show you what the marketing lead source is, how many leads we get. We're going to see how close we can get from spending $150 to funding $1 million, which should translate to funding
That should be easy.
$10,000. All right, so we're going to spend $150.
Yep.
We can spend more, but we want to be able to go back to our roots, right? We're going to spend $150 June 1st. We're going to have it up on the community. We're going to have it up only for the members that we have. We already gave you a roadmap to $100,000. Some of you guys chose not to do it. I know one affiliate that did that is great.
Killing it.
Killing it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put $150. Only $150. $150. It's not $1,000. It's anything else. $150. We will show you.
$150 on for real.
But we spent $150 on drinks.
That's what I'm saying. Think about what people spend $150.
We're gonna put $150, and we are going to go. $150 is gonna be the road to making $10,000. Let's just do that. $10,000. $10,000. What kind of investment is that? Like what return on investment is that?
Listen, $150 really should be nothing. But ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how much money that you guys spend. You guys can spend $10 on leads. You guys can spend $1 million on leads.
It's 250%. 250%.
As long as you work those leads, you'll get something out of them. But you have to put your time and your energy into it and show people your worth. Like I've said 100 times, that's the biggest part about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, just understand, it's if you give a rookie salesperson a name and a phone number, and then you give an experienced salesperson that same name and a phone number, and that experienced salesperson has all the products that we have, I'm very sure that experienced salesperson is always going to be the rookie person with that same name and phone number, right? So it's not about how much you guys are spending, it's about what you guys do with the leads, right?
And it's also about what you teach your...
But that goes into the 150. But hold on. Forget about that. That has no idea what he's talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about
okay.
100. A lot of people, because we get a lot of affiliates that say, you know what, the leads suck. The leads are this. The leads are that. No, just like how he said. I don't mean to discredit him, but what he said was 100%. Put in the effort, and you're gonna get your effort back.
Yeah.
Understand. Read the guidelines. Read the products. Go into the community.
Learn the product.
Learn the products.
Yeah.
Understand the guidelines. Why are you calling us to ask us, yo, can this deal get done? No, you should know that already.
Yeah.
Right? You should know that already. That's the only reason why I'm saying this is because...
Especially if that's your business, you should know what deals are going to
the
get
guidelines
funded and what isn't.
So,
they haven't changed.
So the reason why I say 150, he's right. It doesn't matter if the lead costs $1, $2, $3, $4, but what I want to do is show you guys. I personally want to show you. Look at the videos. I'm going to lead by example. I will show you guys. We'll spend $150. That's our marketing budget. We just brought that down. The reason why they're making excuses is because they know that the leads are going to be a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Yep.
100. If I can if we can grow a business with only spending $150 per department,
there's no excuse why.
There is no excuse why you can't.
Anybody
right?
else?
And to be honest with you, there's no excuse why we can't. And you see what are the shows that where the millionaire gets dropped off with $100 in his pocket, and all of a sudden becomes a billionaire.
Like Grant Cardone did that, I think.
There's no one. Come on, are you crazy? What these guys are saying is a bunch of crap. Listen, you could do it. Go ahead, do it, and we're gonna show you how to do it. All right, and that's what we're gonna go ahead and just get done.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we're running out of time. We're almost at 8 p.m. But one of the things that I did want to speak about, because Jose, you and I both dealt with this.
Why'd your mic sound so bad?
I don't know.
There you go.
There you go.
You gotta put it to your mouth.
We dealt with this a lot this week.
Wait, hold on. You got it.
Stop, Jose. we dealt with this a lot this week, and it's the cost of a decline, right?
Yes.
It really does suck from the client standpoint when you're really working the file and you're telling them that this is something that you can do, and then there's something that happens in the background, usually something that they don't disclose to you, right? That will alter / kill a deal, right? And declines really do shake the client's confidence. I had a deal this week that we were supposed to fund the guy for $17,500. He really needed 20, got him 17.5. He was only approved for 12, and I was able to go ahead and get him more money. Once they did the bank login, get ready to fund the deal, it shows that the guy took a $4,000 deal at the beginning of the month.
Oh, no.
So we all know in the revenue-based financing field, right? When you take a low dollar amount or something like that in the same month, no one wants to touch the deal. No one wants to come behind somebody.
They're high risk.
Exactly. And someone that funds a $4,400 deal is probably a super like a super D paper lender. Now, my example in this deal is the guy was upset. You know, he's like, Darrell, I didn't know, and he's right. He sent me the month to date. I looked at it. I didn't see any pulls from this lender. Swear on everything, didn't see any pulls from this lender. And also, the lender, because they're so deep paper, the deposit didn't come in as a wire like most of these cash advance companies. It came in as from a Capital One deposit. So, swear to God, $4,400. Well, I thought the guy just made a deposit for you know what I mean? And the guy was upset when I told him and I instructed him because it's a short-term deal. I said, hey, brother, listen, I know you're a little bit discouraged. Listen, come back next month. Once that deal's, it's a short-term deal. Yes. And I have to say, I didn't think I was going to hear from him until next month. He texted me this morning and he was like, Darrell, I was upset yesterday because I was going to buy this. He was like, but you know what? He was like, clap it up for it. There you go. Listen, I didn't make any money on it, but
no. So forget about it. Hands down.
I didn't make any money on it, but that guy, it shook his confidence. But that guy next month, if I show up next month and I show him proof that I can get that done, I'll lock that guy down as
and you'll lock him down as a client for life and all of his circle.
No, it sounds to me like you need Broker's Connection. You need the training.
You need more than that.
I probably do. But before we continue, Shawn, what I wanted to say, Shawn, is this, right? Because you came from the MCA space as well. Mm-hmm. We've tried to get some deals. We try to get some deals funded together. You and I on the same page, and in which deals died, but we had to pivot. Can you just share really quick before we go ahead and wrap it up? Can you just share one of your stories in which a client got declined? And
Darrell, you literally have like 30 minutes. You're good.
Darrell.
15 minutes left.
15 minutes left. You don't got to wrap anything up.
Isn't
Go ahead, Shawn.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? What?
I have no idea what he said. He was speaking Spanish.
Isn't a decline like a signal that the brokers didn't control the story the way that they should?
So when
depends. Sure, you got to take it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. So yeah, we will have somebody. Maybe we'll have a really great approval for them, but we'll have backup offers, right? So it happens all the time where you might have somebody $100,000, 15 months. Something comes up in their background, something comes up in their bank statements, and then you got to give them a haircut. You know, you're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to give them a lower dollar amount, shorter term. I mean, it happens all the time. That's why you always need to make sure you have backup options, because we never know at the end of the day what's going to show up on their background. Did they take funding recently? Do they have a criminal history? So this kind of stuff can happen all the time.
And what's the negative thing that you could find in the background that's going to kill a deal?
Say that again?
What are the negative things that you see in the background that would kill a deal?
Yeah, I mean, something criminal, if they have any type of fraud, defaults, obviously.
And child support.
Child support, tax liens.
If they're behind on their mortgage.
Mm-hmm. Behind the mortgage, rolling late payments, things like that. They're no good. But
all right.
Wait. We still, at times, have options for them. There might be a higher risk lender. Might not be the dollar amount they originally wanted, but it's still better than nothing, right?
There you go.
Yep. If you need the money, you need the money, and if you could get it, you could get it. It depends on the terms. Obviously, if they're more high risk, they're gonna have more
Speaking of
terms. If they're better, if they're a good client, they'll have the best terms. If they're high risk, they're gonna have not the best terms, but that's on them. That's not on us.
Exactly.
We didn't do that. They did that.
And that's a big misconception, because sometimes what happens with inexperienced brokers is that you take the fault of the client and put it on yourself.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault that they don't pay their bills, that they're late on their credit cards, that they're late on their MCAs. It's not our fault.
Guys, please do not let these guys intimidate you or push you around.
Exactly.
Listen, it's.
No,
I tell you, you know what? This is my new phrase line. Jay Martinez at the end. Martinowitz. There's something that you want to apply for, and it's something that you qualify for.
Yep.
That's it. Plain and simple. And I will tell you what the difference of the two are. Because it's funny how
That's clever.
People with low credit scores, you know what's the funniest thing? People with low credit scores, what their main...
They never know their credit score.
No. What their main thing is, because we give an application and there's three options. Speed of funds, cost of funds,
And amount of funds.
and amount of funds.
Yep.
Now, if I know I have a 500 credit score, I would never have the audacity to say that the most important things to me is the cost of funds. You want to know why? Because
you don't pay your bills anyway.
you don't pay your bills. Why?
Yeah.
Bob, you're not paying your bills.
It doesn't
What
really
the
matter
hell
to
are
you.
you?
Why do you deserve?
You're already at a
Why?
500. What's the difference between a 450 and a 500?
You should be,
Forget about that. Why do you even think that you qualify for someone with a 7? That pisses me off.
you should be happy.
Oh my God! You should be happy I even gave you
I have a question. Why is the guy that pays his bills on time every single month and does everything that he has to do the right way in competition with the person that has a 450 credit score?
boss.
And why do they think that they're equals?
It's called delusion.
It's called it's called brokers fucking excuse me. Brokers. And listen, I get
But honestly, that's on their broker.
No, listen. I get passionate about this because I don't understand it. Like, why are we even having this conversation?
Because it's the way that their broker explained it
Because
to them.
you know what?
Yes, men.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you. And that's what it is. And that's what I was trying to say before. He finished my sentence. Is you know what? Do not become a yes person. Don't become the person that says, yes, Bob, I'll do this for you. Yes, Bob, I'll do that for you. Yes, Bob, this, that, and the
Meanwhile,
third.
you can't do that.
Yeah, you got a 400 credit score. I'll get you a 10-year SBA. No,
Are you crazy? That's never
Are
happening.
you out of your mind?
I'll see
That's
if I can get
never-
you something.
Also,
And you have to be honest with them because
Yes.
guess what? From the jump, when you start saying,
Yes.
"Oh, I could make that happen," meanwhile, you know in the back of your head, there's
can't.
no.
come back-
Ladies and gentlemen, and I know this from firsthand. I used to do something called modifications when I would tell someone I get you a 2% rate. I would save their house and get them a 3% rate. Man, these are people that just didn't pay their houses, didn't pay their
They're
mortgage.
about to be in
They
foreclosure.
didn't pay their mortgage in 10 years. They had the audacity to tell me, Jose, you promised me 2%. You got me 3%. You didn't do your job. Are you out of your...
That's not your fault. You did the best that you can for them on their
I'm trying to
like
get
what they did to themselves. They put themselves in a
but-
hole and expect you to dig them out.
But
That's not happening.
that's what taught me. You know what? It's all about expectations because you will hold me to. If I tell you I'm going to do this, you will hold me to that.
When you don't know what you could do for somebody, you have to be honest and say,
Transparency.
"Listen, I don't know. If
Yes.
you give me a little bit, I will figure
And-
it out." But guess what? When you're honest to them and tell them straight out, "I don't know," you're not. They're not. Their expectations aren't up here. Whereas if you tell them, "Oh, I could get you this, this, and this," their expectations are here, and then you come in here.
Matter of
You
fact, don't
wanna
even
be
tell them you don't
honest.
know. Don't even tell them you don't know. Bob, what are you talking about? You don't qualify
Bob,
for
you
it.
have a 400 credit
No,
score.
but you know, one thing I learned actually from my guy Stanley. Love my guy Stanley to death. Half the time I pick on him because I love him so much. But you know what? He said something to me, and I was like, you know what? You're 100% correct. Like we deal with a lot of business owners that messed up their credit, and he was like, Jose, these guys, because I'm always like, yo, I'm thinking MCAs, 24 hours fast, like this. And now I'm like, yo, Stan, what's up? We didn't get an answer. He's like, Jose, these guys expect you to fix their credit in a month. That took them 4 years to mess up.
That's a bomb.
You gotta put the bomb. Come on, Darrell. You gotta be ready, Darrell. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get Darrell out of this position.
oh, we do have it.
Pause.
We have one.
I'll wait.
Because you know why? Because it's not. Because you have to. That's why we say put your clients on check. Yo, you did this to yourself. I'm not responsible. I'm not the reason.
Hold accountability for their own actions.
I'm not
It's
the reason why
our
you have a
fault.
400 credit score, 500 credit score, and all of a sudden you're gonna tell me that you deserve better.
But we don't pay their bills. They do. So if they're late on their payments or if they're taking
100%.
more money than they're
Boom.
capable of paying back, that's not our problem. That's
So on
on
that-
them.
All right, so let's
You gotta
Sean's
remind
question.
them. You gotta remind them.
Yeah,
Sean's question.
I recognize the Reds. I think that's Shawn McConnell.
Sean, is that Sean McConnaughey? Sean McConnaughey, where you at? Sean McConnaughey. Sean McConnaughey now is camera shy.
So Shawn says, what's the current time frame for getting clients who submit their credit reports, answers on 0% cards? What's up, Shawn? How are you, man?
Hey. Wait, I'm actually. You know what? I want to bring Sean. Sean, I want to talk to you for a minute because I heard about something. Hold on. So, can I ask you a question? Did you or did you not have a client? James Fitzpatrick's, right? James Fitzpatrick. Okay. There was another affiliate. Oh, there was another company you were, and which is by all means, please, I want you guys to look at everything else. There was James Fitzpatrick was the guy that we were getting 90% financing. However, he was converting a church into a house. And then we were trying to work towards getting it done. But then Fitzpatrick said, hey, listen, Shawn McConaughey said to me, listen, I can get the deal done somewhere else. Right? All
I
right.
didn't tell him I could. I told him I might be able to.
Okay. Now, can I ask you a question? Because this is the I love this. When I heard this, I was like, wow. How much money did they ask to do the due diligence fee up front before they even spoke to him, before they anything at all?
14 grand.
14. I was told it was 15,000. No. Listen, Shawn, I love you. And listen, I want to still close this deal because you're the only one that actually followed the path. And there's a lot of people that just, and you know, Fitzpatrick, still to this day, still sends us over projects. You're still going to get paid on, regardless. But I just want you to realize what else is out there. And I don't want our affiliates, I don't want anyone else in the community to be taken advantage of, because this is what people do. Send me over a due diligence fee for X amount of money. You want to know why? Because if the client is lying or the client is saying something that they can't do, they keep that money. But at the end of the day, when you collect upfront money for anyone, it becomes fraud.
Yep.
I do not want you to fall into it. So please, I know that, listen, I'm not saying, hey, just stick with us and this and no. Please, go ahead and venture out. At the end of the day, everyone comes back. What I'm saying is just please be careful of the scammers out there. The credit cards and the scammers.
Credit cards, because the last thing you want, Shawn, is because the first thing, if this guy goes to any kind of law enforcement agency, and they're like, well, who did you work with? Who's your broker? And they're gonna say Shawn fucking McConaughey. You know what I mean? And it's not you, man. You're just the guy that's
Trying to help you.
trying to help the guy. You know, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, what happens is this: they put so much pressure on guys like you, who's like the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
They put pressure on you because you really don't have like a say so or real control. So they put all the pressure.
And Shawn, we had a conversation last time. And first of all, I want to say I love the haircut. Is that a mohawk?
No.
You can't see the top
I
of his
thought
head.
it was.
He's leaning back in the sofa.
Jose, man, come on.
I'm just gonna say, you know what? Fucking, I love your hair because my hair is leaving me. But I love it. No, but listen, let's talk about what we discussed last time because I would love you to come on. We choose certain people to come on to our to be outside reps, depending on what their performances are. Shawn McConaughey has been nothing but a gentleman, followed our path, our guidance to the T, which upsets all of us in the company because to this day, I just think that, you know what, I don't want to say we failed you. Let me say we failed you. Let me take accountability. We did fail you, and I apologize, but the shit works. All right? So let's talk about it. Shawn, let's talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about how we're going to make you an outside rep, and let's just talk about everything else because I think that, you know what, you've dedicated so much time to this, and you now know the programs. Like, you call me up, and you know the programs. So let's talk about it, but...
And hold on, Shawn, I have to interrupt you because, not for nothing, this was my idea. Right? This was my idea.
His idea was completely different.
No, this is my idea, Shawn.
This is Darrell's idea. Stop saying that, Jose.
Yeah, this is my idea, Shawn.
Shawn, I'm going to tell you this. His idea was, you know what? Let's make Shawn first perform on camera to see if he's fit for the fucking job.
Shawn clearly is because his face has been on camera the entire time. He hasn't went on.
He's a fucking handsome guy over here.
Yeah, but Shawn, listen. Reality situation is this, brother. We appreciate the diligence and we just appreciate the hustle. Like, you set up group chats for us to speak with your clients. Your clients, you got organically on your own before you were getting leads. You got organically. You were able to go ahead and bring in a ton of deals. You know what I mean?
Because he's hungry and shows his clients his worth.
No, that's a fact, and he's very professional. You know what I mean? I had I really,
That adds value to
I
you.
really enjoyed working with you thoroughly. You know, until we switched the whole company around. And
So hold on, you're not gonna praise him more than I am. Shawn, you're amazing. You've done.
Shawn,
everything
you're amazing, and we
you're
love
right.
you so much over here. We'll give you every one of our deals forever.
All joking aside, Shawn. Listen, you've done what we've asked you to.
Yep.
You've exceeded our expectations. We have been more than impressed. And rarely do we do this. There's only been another person that we've done this with, and we're gonna honestly. I'll tell you today on live, fucking YouTube, is. You know what? We would love to extend to you the opportunity to become an outside rep to work for us. And if you would love to do that, please, we'll talk about it. Where now that means that there's no more leads you're searching for. We're giving you the leads. The same leads that these guys call. Jordan will tell you how great these leads are. Jordan?
I've worked at a few different real estate brokerages, and this is my second place, I guess, selling loans. But this place compared to where I was prior is totally different. The leads are so good. Obviously, we just told you guys that I've only worked here since Monday, and I already have 3 people that have pre-approvals. That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
But Shawn, I want you in that seat at all times.
And I got 8 this week.
We
Shawn, you don't.
Wait,
Shawn, you have 2 this week. Stop lying.
we want you. No. Listen, in reality, and then we're
gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys. Shawn, we appreciate you so much, bro. We appreciate your diligence and your hard work, and this is something that we've only done once before, but we want to extend it to you. Hopefully, you accept our offer. But we want to bring you aboard for the family, brother.
This is on live TV.
Yeah, and we work your hands out in the morning.
It's going to be on YouTube, too.
But remember this, at the end of
Shawn,
the
you're
day,
a movie
Shawn,
star now.
sure, at the end of the day, the more value your life actually brings, like the more value you bring, the louder the underwriters will actually fucking listen to you. Listen, understand what your files are going to say. Excuse me, with the cursing. Understand your client, understand the file. The louder you speak, the more clearer that the underwriter will listen to you.
Yeah.
That's just that. It's common sense.
If you prove your
Right
point,
now?
and you have
Very.
to prove your point to them.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Usually we we're running out of time, so usually we do like a wrap it up session
Final thoughts.
with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just do the final thought.
Why?
Okay, I'm gonna do the final.
Wait.
Wait, whoa! Everyone has something to say.
We all got a little something to say.
Yeah, what
Hold on, because I have a very serious message that I want to deliver to you guys.
Free Diddy?
All right, no, hold on. Shawn, what do you have to say, Shawn? Go ahead, Shawn.
Me, Shawn?
You, Shawn.
What's up, Shawn? Shawn.
Shawn.
What's up, man?
Shawn,
All right.
Shawn.
So listen, this is Memorial Day weekend, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be seeing family member, friends, maybe people you don't see day to day, maybe weeks, months, whatever it may be. Again, don't feel shy. Hey, what's new with you? Did you know that I am now a loan broker? I have access to dozens of different programs, whether it's business, real estate, or on the personal side. Just make sure you do that. Update your Facebook, your Instagram, and let people know you're out there. Get busy.
Oh, perfect.
Jose?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, stop messing around. Update your Facebook, like you said, your Instagram,
LinkedIn, yeah.
your Grindr,
Whoa.
your Tinder,
OnlyFans.
But
OnlyPaws.
most importantly, I didn't know about that one. Most importantly, though, honestly, update your LinkedIn. If you want to be a professional and be considered as a professional, update your LinkedIn. But tell people what you actually do. At the end of the day, how bad do you want it? That's it. How bad
The
do you want
hustle
it?
goes into how bad you want it, no matter what.
Because listen, it could be this weekend, it could be next weekend, it could be the other weekend, it could be the other one. This weekend you can make an excuse and say, you know what?
Oh, it's Memorial Day. I'm not going to do any work. I'm going to sit back and relax because
Get
nobody
drunk.
else is at work. Guess what? It's Memorial Day. That means that everybody's out. That's your time to go out and network and say, hey, guess what? I do this, this, and this. I could give you a loan for your business. I could give you a loan for your house. I could refinance you. I could do pretty much any kind of loan for you that can help you out. That's how you're going to get your name out there and meet people and show your value.
Right.
Now, just, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know that, that was that was me speaking from my alter ego. I was saying this to the cameraman to speak. You know what? Capture me.
Pan to
Me.
me.
But no, she's
You wrote
100%.
the script for me. What are you talking about,
She's
Jose?
100% correct. But you know what? Stop making excuses.
And get your ass out there. That's it.
That's it. You know what? If you're shy, and I only say this because I'll be honest with you.
If you're shy, you're in the wrong industry.
No. Hold on. No, I was the shyest person in the world, and all of a sudden I just fucking
A language.
after
night.
hours. Freaking.
Oh boy.
No, but you know what? Though, do this. If you are shy, if you can't communicate, if you can't talk to anyone.
Look in the mirror and say it back to yourself 10 times. You'll be not shy anymore.
But stop. Even if you can't do that, do me a favor. Go to your LinkedIn. Update your profile. Tell people what you do. Go to your Facebook. Tell people what you do. As a matter of fact, you want even something better? Make a shirt that says, scan me and talk to me.
You could also sit there and make your own video on your own cell
Son, what
phone.
we
That
talking
just
about? Wait, hold on, Jordan. We gotta hold your turn.
Wait your turn.
Wait your turn. Wait.
This is irrelevant. This is relevant. If you introduce yourself via video on your own cell phone and post it on your own page, hey guys, my name is Jordan. You know, I do real estate, I do loans. Just because I don't feel comfortable.
Wait, whoa. How does that work? Stand up. Please speak to the audience.
Okay, so
How would it go?
let's say I don't feel comfortable, right, being like publicized to everybody. If I sat there and put my own camera up and I sat there to my own phone and said, hey guys, it's Jordan, you know, I'm a real estate agent. I also could do mortgages. I could do hard money. I could do financing loans. I could do construction loans. I could do MCAs, SBAs, lines of credit. I could do everything. You know, if you need any help, reach out to me. I'll answer all your questions. I could get you guys pre-approved. And guess what? Even if you're not ready to get pre-approved yet, I could still answer your questions. So reach out to me with anything you have. I'm willing to help you.
Boom.
Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend.
Boom. Pause.
Done.
Drop the bombs.
The atomic bomb.
You're not ready.
Get with it, Darrell. What the hell?
Well, listen. No, hold on. So
Forget about him. Listen. No, we will. I'm joking. But yo, that's amazing. That's great. Please listen to what we have to say. Darrell, take it away, please.
I'm gonna button this up real quick. Really quick, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the market didn't stop. You know, it just started asking more of you. All right. If you're prepared, if you're detailed and strategic, you'll keep closing deals while
Show your value.
everyone else complains about declines. Lead the conversation, control the file, and become the broker who gets it done. Again,
Let the games begin.
ladies and gentlemen, 2025 is going to reward.
Whoops.
2025 is going to reward the brokers who know how to position and not just push. And again, with that,
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
with that,
New personal best.
You're a genius.
Sorry.
as you can see,
This is why you didn't train her. You did not train her.
Yeah, what the heck, Darrell?
I gotta go.
What the heck, Darrell?
well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we had a time tonight. Have a nice evening, ladies and gentlemen.